My people, you need to pay attention to this gist because what I am about to tell you will shock you to your bones. Reports have been flying around about a secret phone call that happened between Donald Trump and Burkina Faso's captain, Ibrahim Traoré. The call was supposed to be private, away from the ears of the public, but the details that have started leaking out are raising more questions than answers. What exactly did Trump want from Traoré, and how did Traoré respond? Before I go deeper into this gist, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because this one is not an ordinary matter at all. Now listen, Trump, who has always had strong opinions about Africa, allegedly reached out because of the sudden rise of Ibrahim Traoré's influence across West Africa. This is the same young man who shook the entire Sahel with his bold moves, kicking out foreign dominance and standing tall where others hesitated. The rumor is that Trump, in his usual style, wanted to establish a kind of personal line of understanding with Traoré, something that would serve America's interests in the region. But Traoré's reply, my people, was far from what anyone expected. Please don't forget to hit that like button as I take you deeper. According to sources close to the presidential circle in Ouagadougou, Trump's tone was direct. He allegedly told Traoré that the United States had the capacity to either strengthen or frustrate his administration, depending on the path he chose. He even hinted at investment opportunities, military cooperation, and other benefits if Traoré would open his doors to Washington. But Traoré, in his calm but fiery manner, reportedly gave an answer that is still echoing across diplomatic corridors. He told Trump point blank that Burkina Faso will never again be a playground for any foreign power, no matter how big or powerful. He said Burkina Faso belongs to its people and that sovereignty is not negotiable. My people, you can see why this gist is hot. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more shocking revelations like this. But let me shock you more. Traoré's refusal was not just a polite no. He allegedly used the moment to question Trump about America's silence when Burkina Faso was facing terrorist attacks, when villages were being wiped out, and when ordinary citizens were crying for help. He asked why the same America that is now eager to make friends with him ignored Burkina Faso when the country was bleeding. He told Trump that if Burkina Faso could survive all that without America, then the country would surely survive without any American partnerships now. My people, isn't that a bold move? As I'm telling you this gist, some insiders even revealed that Trump was momentarily silent on the call. He did not expect such a sharp response, especially from a young African leader. Remember, Traoré is not like the old guard. He is fearless, outspoken, and ready to call out hypocrisy. That silence, they say, carried tension. And after a pause, Trump tried to laugh it off. But the damage had already been done. The young captain had sent a clear message. Burkina Faso will not bow to anyone. Please, if you are still watching, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because I want to continue bringing you these deep gists. Now, the aftermath of that call is where the suspense gets even stronger. Not long after, whispers started moving across West Africa. Some analysts claim that Washington began looking for ways to indirectly pressure Burkina Faso using diplomacy and even economic angles. But here's the twist. Traoré's response to Trump actually boosted his image in the region. Other young Africans began to see him as the voice that dared to challenge global powers without fear. Even in countries outside Burkina Faso, people started hailing him as the man who is changing the narrative of Africa's leadership. But my people, the story does not end there. Traoré's rejection of Trump's offers came with consequences. Reports suggest that intelligence agencies began monitoring his government more closely, looking for weaknesses that could be exploited. Some say mysterious incidents started happening shortly after, attacks in strange places, sudden rumors of betrayal within his ranks, even pressure from institutions that once ignored Burkina Faso. Could all these be connected to that bold phone call? That is the question many are now asking. As I laid this gist for you, one thing is clear. Traoré's response was a statement of defiance, one that has set him apart from many leaders before him. But the path ahead remains uncertain, because when you challenge the giants, the game that follows is never easy. My people, what do you think about this? Was Traoré right to stand his ground against Trump, or should he have played along to secure support for Burkina Faso? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget, like this video and subscribe. Now, after that phone call, things began to change rapidly in Burkina Faso. It was almost like the atmosphere shifted. People inside the country started whispering that the leader had done something extraordinary, something no one expected him to do. He had looked straight into the face of global influence and said, "No, my people, you know that kind of courage carries weight." Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because as I continue, the details will shock you more. From that very moment, diplomats from different countries began moving in and out of Ouagadougou quietly. Some came with smiles, offering partnership and friendship. Others came with veiled warnings, telling Traoré that isolation would be dangerous. But you see, the young captain didn't shake. Instead, he doubled down. He started pushing forward with regional alliances, strengthening ties with his neighbors who were also tired of being dictated to. And that, my people, was when the tension began to rise on a whole new level. Not long after, a strange report leaked. It was said that certain powerful figures in the West were not happy at all. They believed Traoré's boldness could inspire other African leaders to follow the same path. Imagine if every young leader in Africa stood up tomorrow and said they won't bow to outside powers. That would change the balance of power completely. And so, whispers began to spread that efforts were being made to either destabilize or weaken him. But guess what? Each time there was pressure, Traoré came out even stronger. My people, can you see why this gist is deep? Please, make sure you like this video and subscribe as I continue. One incident really got tongues wagging. A sudden wave of misinformation started spreading online about Traoré's government. Fake reports about corruption, fake reports about divisions in the military, even fake reports about the people turning against him. But when you checked the ground reality, none of it was true. Instead, the people of Burkina Faso became more united behind their leader because they saw clearly that external hands were trying to weaken him. And what did Traoré do? He came out in public and told his people openly, "They will try everything to divide us, but we will not bend." That statement carried power. Now, let me tell you the part that made the whole matter more suspenseful. Some insiders revealed that Trump later tried to send envoys back to Traoré, people who would speak for him quietly away from the media. But Traoré refused to meet them. He made it clear that if America had anything to say to Burkina Faso, they should say it openly, not through secret channels. That move shocked even his closest advisors because it showed he wasn't ready to play the games of backdoor diplomacy. My people, are you still following? Please, if you're still with me, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because I want you to keep getting gist like this that others won't tell you. From then on, it became clear. Traoré had chosen his path and there was no turning back. But one thing you must understand is that every choice comes with consequences. Already, Burkina Faso was facing security challenges. Already, they were trying to rebuild their nation. And now they had to deal with the weight of standing alone against global powers. Some people say this was risky. Others say it was necessary. But whichever way you see it, Traoré's response to Trump's call was not just words. It was a declaration of independence, one that may define Burkina Faso's future for years to come. As time passed, the ripple effect of that phone call started showing. Leaders in other African countries began speaking more boldly too, openly challenging narratives that were once untouchable. Some of them even pointed directly to Traoré as their inspiration. And this is why that single call has become the center of so much attention. So my people, let us end this gist with the big question. When Trump picked up the phone and called, maybe he thought it was just going to be another negotiation, another chance to pull a leader into his camp. But instead, he met resistance from a young man who refused to compromise his country's future. Whether this decision will bring long-term victory or long-term hardship, only time will tell. But for now, Ibrahim Traoré has written his name into the story of Africa's leaders who refused to bow. And that is how the gist ended. One phone call, one bold response, and a ripple that is still shaking corridors of power till today. My people, what do you think? Should Traoré have accepted Trump's hand for the sake of Burkina Faso? Or did he do the right thing by standing firm? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And please, don't forget, like this video and subscribe, because the next gist I will bring to you will open your eyes even more.